Welcome to Alpha Wolf Trading. Did you know that there's over 12,000 stocks or companies that trade on the OTC? Between the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange, you have over 7,000 companies. But us as retail investors, we wouldn't know that unless we were researching. Because why? Wall Street focuses on the elite, the big companies. And where the retail investor has their advantage is in small and microcap stocks. Why? Because you have the opportunity to speak directly with leadership. That is what this is all about here at Alpha Wolf Trading. We're trying to find the hidden gems, and we interview the executive teams of companies that we think meet the parameters to be those hidden gems. I also want to make sure you understand that this is not a paid-for promotion. I collect no compensation for the interviews I do here. These companies that I interview have been identified as potential opportunities for me and the members of Alpha Wolf Trading to receive a higher than average return on our investment. These companies I have identified either because of a technical setup on a chart, a fundamental change within the organization, new management team, new products, all kinds of different things that actually lead me here. But what do I think is the most important? Leadership. And that is why I do these interviews. I want to understand what drives the person that is leading the charge. I want to feel their passion. I want to understand their vision and the strategy that they're going to use to achieve success. That is what these interviews are for. I want to understand the share structure and the cap table, the size of the TAM, the total addressable market. This is the opportunity to learn all of those things. So sit back and enjoy. And if you learn anything from today's interview, do us a favor. Subscribe to the Alpha Wolf Trading YouTube channel. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a financial advisor. I recommend highly that before buying any security, speak to a financial advisor and do your own due diligence.
Okay.
Hey everybody, Tim from Alpha Wolf Trading coming at you with a follow-up interview, which has taken a while, and there's a reason for that, because Robert Hayes, the CEO over at Sharps, has been working on lots of different things, and there have been some obstacles, right, Robert?
Yeah, Tim, there's been some challenges, but I think this time we were able to work through those in a collaborative way with Nephron to get this done.
All right, so you just had a big announcement, and you filed an 8K that also has some pretty interesting stuff in there, and I think this is turning into a pretty exciting time for Sharps Technologies.
Yeah, it's really a transformative time for Sharps through the partnership that we're going to form with Nephron as part of this prefilled syringe operation in South Carolina. So we've had the opportunity to know Bill and Lou Kennedy, who own Nephron for a few years now, and really great people, a great operation. They've gone through some challenges of their own, but the partnership that we plan to form with them will be a long-term situation, where we're going to make the prefilled syringes for them for their 503B and generic drug manufacturing operation there in Colombia, and allow us to have the first specialized copolymer prefilled syringe plant in the United States to not only service Nephron and other generic drug manufacturers, but also branded and specialty pharma products. And we're actually going to focus on a lot of the GLP-1 opportunities that are there for the diabetes market and the weight loss market through Lilly and through Novo Nordisk.
Okay, so this is almost like the perfect storm, because you have some quality control issues coming out of China,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
That have created a nice opportunity for you, not to mention the Biden administration imposing a 50% tariff.
Yep, exactly right. So when you look at syringes and drug delivery devices in the market, you have many different types. And China has always been a large producer of what we call plastic syringes, or syringes that work with vial dispensing. So these are single-use medical devices, typically made out of polypropylene, that have a needle attached. And China was and has been historically a large producer. What'll happen is U.S. companies will bring those in under private label and then sell those in the U.S. market. And then you actually have a lot of U.S. companies that have manufacturing in China for some of their products that they bring back to the U.S. So, the quality issues were called out recently for a lot of the major companies that have been doing this for a while. There's been warning letters put out, and then, like you said, most recently, the Biden administration has recognized some of the challenges that U.S. Companies have competing with China, and have imposed 50% tariffs to go in place against products that are made in China and then brought into the United States. So this creates a huge opportunity not only for Sharps for those products, but for other companies that produce products here in the United States or in other countries outside of China, to allow us to be very competitive. So we see this as a great opportunity, not only the deal with Nephron that we're going to talk about, but on the specialized plastic syringe market segment. It's going to be a huge opportunity for us and others to gain market share and take over opportunities.
And then you also announced a partnership.
Yep.
That is out of Italy, right?
Yep. Yep. So
Okay.
we have worked with Roncadeli, who is a privately held medical device syringe manufacturing company based out of Italy. They make similar products to ours that are complementary in the plastic syringe space. And so we announced a partnership to co-sell our products and their products, and to leverage their sales and distribution channels in Europe and rest of the world. So the agreement is a huge opportunity for us to expand the portfolio to include active safety syringes, syringes without needle, like your Secure Guard, your Solo Guard, and then also bring in this passive safety technology that Roncadeli has developed under the Safer brand. And so the Safer brand is the technology that we're really excited about. Passive safety syringes are very popular in the United States. So we see a huge opportunity to introduce these products through the collaboration that we have with Roncadeli now.
So Hungary, the
Yep.
factory in Hungary, they would be a big beneficiary of the Chinese deal, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Hungary's a great technology center for syringes. BD has manufacturing there. We have manufacturing there. And so this facility will be key for us to allow us to now take over and gain market share as a result of the news that we kind of summarized for our investors yesterday through the press release. But the Hungary facility and the facility in Italy for Roncadeli that we're working with will both benefit from these new opportunities for sure.
Okay. And then I don't know if everybody can see this, but this beautiful building here
Yep.
that has a big old Sharp sign up in the
Yep.
corner.
Yeah, it's really exciting. It's a rendering of the facility that we're under agreement now to purchase from Bill and Lou Kennedy. It's the InjectEZ operation that they started a few years back that we've been working on with them. That's the opportunity for us to buy this facility that's in the 8K that was filed last Friday. So the opportunity now really, was reworked over the end of the year, coming into the front part of 24 to really benefit both sides. So we are getting what I consider to be a better deal on the operation. So we're going to purchase the facility assets for about $35 million. And then as part of that purchase, we're going to have a 5-year agreement with Nephron to be exclusive supplier for their copolymer syringes for their filling operation about 2 miles down the road. So, the original agreement was $50 million for the building, and then we were going to upgrade the building and be pretty much focused on Nephron, where this new agreement that we've put together allows us to purchase the assets in the building, lease the building and the land back from the Kennedy Innovation Center, and then focus on making syringes for Nephron beginning at the end of Q2 and 25. And then with the restructured sales agreement, which is 5 years for three different products that'll total more than 200 million in sales for Sharps over that time period, it allows us to have ramp up capacity to support surge production for Nephron, but also support some of the other large healthcare companies in the US that have approached us. So while we were reworking the deal with Nephron at the beginning of this year, we had some of the most prestigious healthcare companies in the United States approach us about partnering with them to make pre-filled copolymer syringes for them. So on the conclusion of the purchase of the building and the signing of the documents, we'll be in a position to announce another major customer who will be partnering with us to help bring that facility online to supply here in the United States. So we're really excited about it. The mix of products is a better overall mix for us. It still helps Nephron achieve all of their goals, and then it allows us to really become a strategic player for the copolymer syringes across the United States, not just to Nephron, but other major drug manufacturing companies here in the US.
Has the Hungary facility started to see any activity in terms of potential sales?
Absolutely. We'll be shipping out our first order to South America partnership that we formed over the last couple months. This is an opportunity for us to introduce our SecureGuard products there that are approved by the World Health Organization. So the South American market really needs technology that focuses on reuse prevention to minimize the risk of disease transmission through the reuse of syringes that takes place today. So part of what's happening for us with key opportunities within South America, our partner is going to get our products qualified, and then there'll be a transition from the standard syringe into the SecureGuard safety syringe, which will allow us to use our technology to help the healthcare system there in South America. So we're pretty excited about that. We've also had large government opportunities over the last couple of weeks as a result of this Chinese news that they've reached out to us to begin qualification for some of the SecureGuard products for them. So the opportunities are definitely increasing. The interest in the products is definitely increasing. I've been on a handful of calls myself with potential partners that want to look at what we can make for them, how we can make it, how fast we can make it. So we're looking through those opportunities now, and we're pretty excited about the future for Hungary.
Just to give everybody a little refresher, how long have you been in this industry, Robert?
Yeah, I've been in the industry for more than 25 years. I've had the opportunity to work for most of the major pharmaceutical and medical device packaging companies that are out there, and most of the major healthcare companies. So, my resume includes bigger companies like Baxter Healthcare, Boston Scientific, Gersheimer, a few others like Alcan Pharmaceutical Packaging. So I've had the opportunity to either work with all of the branded pharmaceutical customers, including Pfizer, Merck, AbbVie, many of the others, either as a customer or as a partner or as an employee. So having these relationships with these companies that are looking for better sources of packaging and devices to help deliver their drugs and their technology to the healthcare system is a great opportunity for us. So, being in this industry a long time, I've worked with a lot of the packaging companies, like I mentioned, and I understand how they think, what their strategies are, what they're looking to do. And then that just allows me to kind of, refocus, repurpose Sharps in a way to carve out the space that we want to create for ourselves for the smart safety syringe technology, and then the pre-filled syringes that we're going to talk about later. So those two spaces are really nice spaces for us. We have a lot of expertise in those areas. They're high growth, high margin areas, especially on the pre-filled syringes. So, this is going to be a nice little opportunity for us to kind of form what I would say the cornerstone of the business here in South Carolina. So we're excited about it.
So 35 million to purchase the building and the equipment that is there.
Yeah, so we're going to purchase the assets. So I want to be clear, and then we're going to lease the building from the Kennedy Innovation Group there, with the opportunity to purchase the land in the building when we're ready to do that. So the lease has been negotiated very favorable for us. It's in a tax-free, tax benefit area in South Carolina for the Kennedys. So we agreed to do a partnership where we're going to run the building, we're going to manage the building and the land through a lease, and then they're going to be our partners, kind of like our landlords, if you will, for the operation until we're ready to buy it or till they're ready to sell it. So we have a very, like I said, favorable lease that has a lot of terms to it that allows us to extend the lease as we need to, or move into a purchase situation when it's right for them and for us.
So, I know that everybody's, let me ask you this question.
Sure.
How much cash do you have on right now?
A couple million.
Okay, so everybody is going to be sitting there going, how in the hell are they going to buy a $35 million business if they only have a couple million bucks? Does that mean that they're going to get diluted the shit out of?
Well, the way we're going to approach it is we have, through this rework deal, identified a strategic partner who's going to come in and be a part of what we're going to do. So we're not prepared to say a lot about that yet. It'll be part of us working this deal with with the purchase of the facility, but the opportunity to have a strategic partner who's going to bring in a large part of the funding to help us get this done will hopefully, allow us to create some momentum and then raise the additional money. There's a couple different ways you can do it. You can raise money through the company, through the stock. You can create dilution, but you can also do it through debt. You can do it through other ways. So we have some opportunities in front of us that we're reviewing, going through to be smart about how we do it. So currently, the upside is we have no debt, right? So the ability to do things is very easy for us. With this sales agreement of more than $200 million over 5 years, it gives us a lot of leverage from the standpoint of how we're going to, raise money, obtain money to do what we're going to do. But we're very confident we can do it. And the people that are backing me around this are more than excited about the deal. And they've actually approached us about being a part of the deal. So, that's what I think makes this different is, we have the support of the Kennedys, we have the support of BlackRock, the main financial advisor for Nephron. And then we have our strategic partner who's going to be a big part of this. So, this will all kind of come out here soon, and we'll talk about it more. But, we're excited that we have the opportunity. The sales agreement is key. And then the ability to raise the money to get this facility. 35 feels like a lot, but when you think about what we're going to get and what it's going to do, it's huge, because that 200 million just from Nephron over 5 years is more than 40 million in revenue. So when you tack on the other customers that I was talking about, it takes us well over 50-60 million dollars a year run rate, just with those 2 or 3 customers for that facility. So these are very profitable products. You're sitting somewhere in the 40 to 80% margin, depending on the sizes and the configurations of the pre-filled syringes. So, when you look at the news, in addition to what we're trying to do, SCHOTT Pharmaceutical Packaging, just to grab some news that came out, a month or so ago, is committing $350 million to a greenfield in North Carolina to make similar type products, both in the copolymer and the glass, because they're that committed to the industry with these technologies. So, building a greenfield that big with that kind of money, you're looking at 3 or 4 years before they have most of that going. For us to pick up, a facility that is 100,000 square feet that has the potential to generate more than $100 million in revenue once it's fully built out, with margins in the 40 to 80%, and it's strategically located in South Carolina near the Research Triangle for most of the major drug companies on the East Coast. 35 million is very little money, compared to what Shot's going to do.
The 35 million, if is the building and the equipment ready to go? I mean, or is there additional costs that need to be incurred?
Yeah, to get us going, most of all the equipment is there. We have to finish building out the setup of the line. So, the technology is all there. So the first two manufacturing lines, the 10 ml and the 50 ml, are pretty much set up. We need about 8 to 10 months worth of work to finish the setup of the inside of the facility. So all the material handling, all the infrastructure, the electrical, the power, the HVAC, the floor, everything is good to go. We need to just kind of build out the support systems and then finish the validation work that's been started by my team in support of Nephron to make this operational. So it'll take about 8 to 10 months before we begin to ship product from our first line. So that's where, we have some challenges, but, working inside the facility side by side with the people for InjectEZ that are part of Nephron, we understand everything that's inside the facility. So there's no surprises for us. We've got a very detailed project plan on how we're going to get this done. We've got resources identified to come in and help us get this done. We've got industry experts that are tied to this already, who've given us feedback on the equipment, the technology, and what the opportunities are going to be and what some of the challenges will be. So we're very prepared, is the best way I can say it, around getting the plant operational in under 10 months.
Okay, so do you have a dollar amount of how much it would cost to get it to where you want it to be?
Yeah, so the plan will start up in phases. So, it's going to take, probably close to another 10 million to get the first two lines finished up. And so that's where the strategic partner coming in, we're going to buy the facility. We're going to get the first two lines up and going, get the plant set up. Everything will be qualified through that money. And so, you're looking at 35 plus another 10. Plus some operating capital to allow us to start to bring people in and train them. So, you're looking at around 50 million from the standpoint of what we want to do to make that plant ready to go for the first, probably 30 million, 35 million pieces.
But Hungary is set, right?
Hungary's set. The opportunity that's there for Hungary, like we talked about, if one of these contracts kicks in, South America, one of the government agencies that we're working with in Europe, it could consume most of the capacity. So the beauty of Hungary is there's no debt. We paid for it in cash when we did the IPO, but the facility is expandable. So the facility right now is about 40,000 square feet, but we own land around the building, and it would be easy to expand the operation to create capacity. And then the technology partner that we have to bring in some new high-speed assembly equipment and molding equipment have already been identified. We've been in talks with them around these opportunities. So, it would be easy to ramp up the facility, first 40 million pieces, and then expand the facility to probably close to 100 million pieces over the next couple of years.
Okay. All right. So the capacity right now, as it exists today, is how many?
Somewhere between 40 and 50 million, depending on mix.
Okay. So
now, these are the smart safety syringes. These are the plastic syringes. They're not the pre-filled syringes that we're going to make in South Carolina. So there's two different product families.
Okay. Okay. But still, I mean, if you've got some sales starting to kick in there, that can help
Oh, for
offset.
sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So, how many shares outstanding right now, fully diluted, Robert?
It's changing a little bit. So you're probably 15 to 17 million. I can get a current number for you.
So it's still very low.
Yeah, it's very low. So when you look at the floats, you look at the opportunities for us, even if we're going to raise some money through shares based on the news and what's going to happen with the company, the opportunity for us to do that quickly is going to be there. So as this news gets out and people start to understand, we're looking at about 15.7 million shares outstanding. You got a public float of about 14 million shares is what I'm seeing today. So, it's small. That's part of the challenge for us is creating the opportunity for the company, getting people to understand what we can do. And that's where, this deal with Nephron, that's going to not only help Nephron, but help us.
And having BlackRock's blessing on this as well.
It's huge for us. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Um, there's a lot of pieces here, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of pieces. It's a big story. Like we talked last time, there's been a lot of work that's gone into this. We're very thankful for the opportunity to work with the Kennedys on this deal, to create this opportunity. They're very pro onshore, local supply if they can get it. So they really much believe in U.S. manufacturing as much as they can for what they do to help their business. So, to have the first specialized copolymer prefillable syringe plant in the U.S., be ready to go in 10 months or less, and then start shipping products. And then we have some of the larger, what I would say, cornerstone healthcare companies in the U.S. reaching out to us to potentially supply is just, that's just additional news that we weren't planning on, but it's going to be great news for us. But this little facility in South Carolina is actually expandable. So the plant itself is 100,000 square feet. It can be expanded inside to produce somewhere close to 90 million prefilled syringes. But there's land next door that is owned by the Kennedys that they're willing to sell to us if and when we need to expand. So this little operation could be easily 200,000 square feet, and it could probably produce somewhere closer to 200 million syringes for the prefilled syringe space for the market. So, even at 90 million pieces, you're well over $100 million in revenue, by 28. So that's where, some of these numbers I want people to understand. So the first 12 months of production, just on the first few lines, is going to generate north of 35 million in revenue. And then, 26, and you look at the calendar year of 26 being conservative, this facility can make well over 50 million in revenue. And then you get out to 28 with what we want to do with the phased startup and the expansion to the 80, 90 million pieces, you're north of $100 million in revenue. So for us, be an early revenue, pre-revenue type company, sitting at 15 million shares, for us to have the opportunity to make $100 million in revenue by 28 with the margins we have is just huge. And that's where
is that including Hungary numbers or no?
Nope, that's just South Carolina.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so what could you what kind of run rate you think you get out of Hungary?
I mean, with some of the other news that's going to come out, and Hungary and South Carolina, I mean, you're going to be well north of, depending on how you want to look at it. I mean, you'll be north of 130, $140 million by 28, right? So for me, my goal was to get here to get Hungary up and going. This South Carolina opportunity with Nephron was, kind of a new opportunity, but the benefit is my team and myself have made these products before. We know how to sell these products. So, the opportunity to have the first plant is huge. to bring an opportunity that could generate $100 million in revenue for the company within 4 years. I mean, that's just unheard of for us, for companies my size.
Right. That could quite possibly change lives.
Oh, it's definitely going to change lives. I mean, that's part of the reason I've been in the business so long, and some of the people that I've brought over, to work at Sharps, from other companies that I've worked with in the past. The philosophy that we have is, we want to change lives. We want to make healthcare better, safer for people that need it. We want to transform the industry where we can and bring better technology to create these opportunities. So, when you have the right purpose and you have the right people behind you and you have opportunities like this, you have to take action to make it happen. So, people need to look beyond the moment right now and look at what could be, and how much we could really help the healthcare system and help people with our company and our products.
So that you just gave me a perfect segue here. So I think that it's important for people to understand. I think actually consumers, shareholders, potential shareholders, investors, I don't think they view that they can have as much impact as they actually can have.
Right.
And there's this thing actually called impact investing. And I think it's so important for the retail investor or public to understand that, you can be part owner of Sharps. And by being part owner of Sharps, you are supporting something that maybe you believe in, like improving the healthcare system, right? With safer products, better quality of life.
Right.
So that if that is meaningful to you, maybe because you have just had somebody in your family has been dealing with healthcare issues, or maybe you're dealing with healthcare issues, and you'd like to see those improvements, instead of spending money on, things that you don't really need, like, going out to dinner and spending $1,000 or whatever, put it into the stock that you care about, right? That has an impact. And I think the public that's the beautiful thing about the stock market is it gives you the ability to be part of something bigger than yourself, right? I mean, these opportunities exist right now. Right now, this stock is trading. What's the stock trading at right now?
Yeah, we got as high as 80 cents yesterday on some of the 8K news. I
Right.
think we're right around 40 cents, but as we start to release the news, we expect that to change quite a bit.
So, look, if you have some patience,
Yeah.
and I have to be very, very clear about this. This is the kind of opportunity that you invest in. This isn't something that, I mean, yeah, you could probably make a nice little hit on a short-term trade, but that would be very narrow thinking. Because if you're able to create what you just said, which was 130 plus million run rate in 4 years, the stock should reflect that.
Oh, yeah.
And right now it doesn't. I can tell you that it's not even close to reflecting that. Right. So, Robert, so have you gotten the letter from the NASDAQ yet?
No. So we're working through that. I mean, that's where we still have some time. The reality is, that we've been working on this deal to help lift the stock, to create the certainty for the NASDAQ that, we're going to be a company that's going to be here for a while.
Right. So, I mean, let's see, how long have you been below $1?
Yeah, we've been below for a little bit. We had hoped to close this deal last fall. That was really the plan. And then, there were some challenges around the deal that were a little bit outside of my control, like you and I talked about. But, I think with what's happened here and what we're about to do, this deal is actually a better deal for us in a lot of ways. And with this strategic partner, and now that we have the support of BlackRock and the Kennedys, it's just a matter of us executing. So I think, some people are going to wait till we close on the deal. Some people are going to get in now and benefit. So, there's lots of opportunities. This is the type of stock you wanna hold for some time, because the upside is so great. That's where, you and others are going to help me tell the story. micro caps like this just don't walk into a $200 million deal over 5 years, with an opportunity to make products that can change people's lives. It's a great opportunity. It's a great story.
With it with a building that's
Yep.
already built, that's
Yep.
already got equipment in it.
Yep.
I mean, it's really almost amazing, right? I mean,
It
this
is.
is like a serendipitous moment, right? You've got the China issues, the tariffs. Doesn't matter who winds up being in office for the next 4 years, because if it's Biden, well, that 50% tariff isn't going anywhere. And if it's
Nope.
the other guy, it might go up to 100%. Who knows? Right. So I think that this is just like the perfect storm for you. Right.
Yeah, I mean, we've actually talked to some of these companies that have been called out by the FDA. They've reached out to us to have conversations around different potential strategies. And I can tell you, being on the phone with these different companies in different ways, they're very nervous around how all of this is going to impact their business and what's going to take place. So, the opportunities for companies that can take advantage of this, the timing, for a lot of the non-Chinese products like what we make, is huge. And then, to have this opportunity here to grow this industry for pre-filled syringes, it just makes it better. So we've always wanted to kind of play in both spaces since I got to the company. And so both opportunities now, feel really strong to me from the standpoint of the plastic smart safety syringe technology and the pre-filled syringe technology. So we're going to definitely try to take advantage of both.
This has been a you feel like you've learned a lot, Robert?
Oh yeah, I mean it's been a life-changing opportunity for me personally. I've worked in the industry for a long time, like we talked about. I had the benefit of working for a lot of really strong managers in my time, directors, presidents, but I also had the opportunity to work for some that weren't so great. So, there's always something to learn. You learn what to do, and then you learn what not to do. And then, I always told myself when I got to a place where I could really drive change, I wanted it to be, for the right reasons to bring the change. And then I wanted to bring the right people in and then run it the way that it needs to be managed. And so, I'm thankful for a lot of those life-changing opportunities that I had, but to be actually in the role, leading the company through the IPO, through all of this transition, and now, to be able to close on this deal and really change our company, which is going to allow us to change people's lives and really help the U.S. healthcare industry. It's just too good of an opportunity to pass up. It's been a lot of long hours. It's been a lot of time working with people that have helped me get to this point. So I'm very thankful for that. But definitely a life-changing event for me for sure.
Yeah, and this is I think this could be a real feather in your cap, man.
Yeah.
And I know that this has not been an easy this has not been an easy journey. You've had to pull a lot of rabbits out of a lot of different hats, right? I mean,
Yeah, we have. And it's, my career for the most part, it's always been about helping other people, whether it's my peer group or others within the company to be successful. So that's still always been my philosophy. So when you learn more about our company and how we do things, I give a lot of latitude and support to my direct staff and people below them to make the right decision, because I trust these people to do the right thing, because we've worked together, in the past so many different times. We have the same philosophy, we have the same approach. So I'm very thankful for the team that I have, and then the people that have reached out to me. That's the remarkable thing. I have had so many people reach out to me from my past about wanting to be a part of Sharps and how can they be a part of Sharps. And so I've told them to be patient until we had the right opportunity. But when people from your past, not just the last company, but companies several back, are reaching out to you to work with you and to help support, driving your vision and your strategy, that's very reassuring that you're headed down the right path.
you know why? You're a likable guy. I mean, you really are a likable guy. You come off as very genuine and transparent, and you're just a likable guy. I mean, you're the kind of guy that you want to root for. At least I think. You know, you're the kind of guy that you want. This is your first rodeo
Yep.
as CEO, as the shot caller, right?
Yep.
And you've been in the industry a long time. You've done, I'm sure, some good things for a lot of people over your 25 years, and that's coming back. It's coming back to you now. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, and I mean, I've had a lot of people help shape, my career and my past, and like I said, I've learned from a lot of people. So I've had a lot of support, and I've had a lot of personal things that have changed my life and how I view things and what I would do, now that's different from before. So my parents, the friends I've had, my faith, a lot of that's played into all that, and so to have this opportunity again, I keep saying it. I mean this you just don't find this very easily. I mean, I've been in the industry, like I said, for more than 25 years. So to be here, be now doing this, with everything going on in the industry, and then this opportunity here to help Nephron and others with these specialized products it's just too good to pass up. I mean, it's set up for us to execute now.
So when do you think, Robert? When do you think we'll maybe have some clarity on the partner? And I mean, how what kind of a window are you looking at in terms of time frame?
Yeah, so we have 60 days from when we sign the documents to execute the purchase. We'll be announcing some things between now and then. So just so everybody knows, I mean, we actually signed the documents last Monday, and then we announced the 8K on Friday, and then we were waiting to this week because of the holiday to announce all the press and be able to talk about it because Wall Street was shut down on Monday and it was a
Right.
holiday for a lot of people. So we were a little bit strategic to work around the holiday, but the plan is to work with you, Tim, and others. We have Red Chip and a few others that are going to help us tell the story. So as we make progress and we start to execute against some of the milestones for the project, we'll be updating everybody on how that's coming along.
Okay, perfect. And then when we get real full blown clarity, let's
Yep.
let's have you back for a real quick rundown on everything.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the press release that'll be coming out, and then some of the information that's out there. We try to be as clear as we can. We're putting together not only a press release, but an investor letter that'll kind of explain things and what it means for us. And so we're going to try to put as much written
So
communication out there as we can.
what does that mean to the people watching? Sign up for
Yep.
investor relations email alerts today. Do
Yep.
that today.
Yep.
Because I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of news flow coming that way.
For sure.
Right?
Yep, for sure. That's the plan.
Yeah. Robert, I'm so excited for you, man, because I know the challenges that you've been facing, and you're committed, man. I mean, you stuck in there.
Yeah. So, I mean, you and I had many conversations, good and bad, be back on your show, being able to tell you and your team and people that follow you that, we were able to overcome that and get to this point, I think is a great story around perseverance and taking advantage of opportunities and hard work. So we're again thankful to the Kennedys for giving us this opportunity and for BlackRock to support us through this deal. So that's going to be great.
That's awesome. It's just awesome. Congratulations, man. I mean, there's still a lot of work to be done, but
Yep.
it definitely looks like things are heading in the right direction. So
Sure. Yeah. So thanks, Tim. Appreciate your time. And
yeah, you got
go ahead.
anything else that you feel as though I missed?
No, I mean I think the big news is the focus on South Carolina. We have more than one strategic customer that'll be forthcoming. The opportunity to take this company from early revenue to 50 million in a few years and then 100 million in 4 years. And then the strategic partner that we're gonna tell the market more about here over the next few weeks. I mean, that's going to turn us into a global a global company. I mean, we're going to have multiple facilities across the globe that will allow us to execute a lot of the strategy that we've been putting together. So this is just one piece. So this Inject EZ operation is really just one piece for what we're going to try to announce over the next 4 to 6 weeks.
Ah, awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Robert, I can't wait to see what comes next.
Thanks, man. Appreciate your time, and definitely once we get closer to announcing some new news, I'll reach out to you. We can update everybody.
All right, sounds. Thank you for tuning in to another CEO follow-up interview here at Alpha Wolf Trading. Today we have Robert Hayes from Sharps Technologies Inc., ticker symbol STSS. I hope you enjoyed today's interview, and if you did, do us a favor, give us a like. How about giving us a share? And while you're at it, make sure you smash that subscribe button. These things are very important to us, and we appreciate you taking the time to do that. Until next time, stay safe. Alpha Wolf Trading wishes you the very best of success.